Okay, so you want to start a podcast, or maybe you're going to be a guest on someone's podcast, or maybe you're recording an online course, or you just want better audio for your social media. So, I'm going to actually compare budget friendly microphone versus Pro Mic tonight. And what I'm going to start with is I've got two microphones in front of me, and both of them are on boom arms. One of them is a budget friendly mic, and one of them is a more expensive mic, which is a Pro Mic. Okay, so I want to talk through the differences between both of them, and then I'm going to reveal which ones are which. So, why do you need good audio? Well, one of the biggest things is that when you are creating content, people will watch and tolerate lower quality video. But if the audio is bad, people will tune out so quickly. And I know myself when I have been listening to masterclasses or webinars or podcasts where the guest, especially the guests, don't have quality microphones or a microphone, it really is off putting. So we want to retain our audience, and we also want to have better quality audio, which enables us to actually repurpose content down the track as well. So the better quality content that we create to begin with, the more opportunities we have to repurpose that content. So let's look at the both microphones, and we're going to compare both ones. So the first one that I've got, and I'm going to talk about this one here. This is actually a condenser mic, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the different types of microphones here. But essentially, this is a USB microphone. It plugs into my computer. I've got a MacBook, so I've got a little dongle that I have to plug this into. But essentially, it means that I can take this microphone anywhere and record straight into my computer. Now, the thing about this microphone, it is a budget-friendly microphone. So what should we expect, I guess, from the quality? Well, the quality is only ever going to be as good as what we use it to as well, because acoustics have a major part in the room that we record in. So this particular microphone, while it is a budget-friendly microphone, it means that we also want to give it the best opportunity to do its job as well. So when we look at the microphone, we want to look at what kind of environment are we recording into. So for this one here, I'm actually recording in quite a smaller room. So I've got carpet on the floor, I've got curtains beside me here, and I've also got a big fluffy rug underneath me as well. So the more I have soundproofed the room, the better that this microphone is actually going to perform. So what should I expect from this microphone? Well, it's got a boom arm on here. It's mounted on a shock mount, which basically just means how the microphone is held up. If I take off this fluffy thing on top, that's what it looks like. Okay, and that microphone just slips on over there. What do you think? How do you rate it? I'd love to know. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to the next microphone. So give me a moment, because I am streaming here. I need to do a bit of an audio check on this. So it may just glitch for a minute while I switch things over. Okay. All right, so now this is the next microphone that I am using. So this microphone is also on a boom arm. It's got a yoke mount as opposed to a shock mount like this one. What does that mean? Not a lot of difference, really. Generally, the like musicians will often use the shock mount because of the vibration when they're singing. But for a podcast, for example, the yoke mount gives it a nice stability on the arm itself. So the difference between this microphone, apart from the price and the quality of this, it is a dynamic mic, which basically means that it's picking up sound directly from where I'm talking. So if I move this microphone away from me like this, you'll hear that I sound very different to when it's up against my. Unlike our condenser mic here, this microphone is actually picking up sound from all around, where this microphone is actually picking up sound directly from where I'm talking to. So these microphones are best positioned when they are right under your mouth like this. Okay, so what's the other thing to note about this microphone? Well, this is actually a multi-purpose microphone in the way of the connection to it. So this has an attachment which actually goes into my computer. So it's actually got a USB-C cable. And that means that I can go anywhere, plug it into my computer, and off I go. Now, this also has a different attachment, which is an XLR cable. I'm just looking at where I put my XLR cable. There it is. Okay, so this XLR cable, no, that's not it. I've packed it away. It's over there where my desk is. So, an XLR cable basically means that the attachment is under here. Okay, and that will actually plug into a mixer board. So why do we want to do that? Well, generally, if you're recording with more than one person in your studio, then you need an XLR style of microphone, so that way you can plug it into a mixer. Unfortunately, a USB connection will only work for one person. There are workarounds, but it's not an ideal workaround. Okay, so generally speaking, if you are wanting to record with more than one person in your studio, often then you do need an XLR attachment. This microphone allows me to go between the both, so I can actually have XLR when I've got guests, and then I just change back to my USB-C microphone when it's just me recording. So if I take off this cover here, like this one, this is a little wind. It's not a windsock. It's just a little muffler to pick up any when you speak. You can give it plosives, and so that is just here to soften that sound. So let's pull this off. Okay, and you can see here that is what it looks like underneath. And then when I put that back on, sorry if you can hear this noise, but essentially that's a little sock that goes over it. Okay, so what else do we need to know about these microphones apart from the price and where to get them from? Well, both of the microphones will do a great job as in recording. And what I mean by that is that if you were doing a Zoom meeting with just your laptop, and you're just using the speaker in your on our computers, which so many of us have and done for a long time, it's fine, and you can do a Zoom meeting and great. But if you do online coaching, for example, you want to be able to record really good quality audio to be able to send to your guests that you've been talking with. And again, you want to be, and especially if you are doing webinars and interviews, guest interviews especially. And I see this a lot. So if you want to do podcasting, then you need to look at, one, what's your budget? Two, what is your need? And your need is, are you just going to be recording just yourself, or are you going to be recording in a space with guests? That's what you have to ask yourself. And then you will need to look at where are you going to be moving around a lot. So these microphones are attached to my desk with a little clamp mount. But there are other microphones that if you're traveling, for example, that you can actually a lot more lightweight and you can pop in your suitcase. So these are the considerations that we want to look at. But for this sake, we're talking about setting up your home office or your office, not necessarily at home, and being able to provide better quality audio for your podcast, for your Zoom meetings, for your webinars. If you aim to be a guest on other people's podcasts, then please go and invest in a microphone. Now, this is what brings me to the next thing, is you do not need to spend a lot of money in order to be able to provide decent audio. Okay, so let's get to which are the microphones and how much are these. Well, this microphone that I'm currently speaking to you on, this is the Rode mic, and it is, I'll just grab the box here. Okay, so this is a Rode mic. Now, Rode are an Australian brand, and this is the podcast, the PodMic USB. So that is what that microphone box looks like. Now, you're going to spend about $285 for these microphones. Now, you can just get an XLR version of this, and if all you're going to be doing is interviewing guests. And there are also a version down from this microphone, which is purely USB. So if you're never going to record with guests, then you can downgrade to the version that's just the USB. And if you're traveling, there is also a mini version, which is nice and lightweight to pop in your suitcase as well. This one is the Pro version, as I mentioned, because you can use it USB and you can use it with an XLR cable for a mixer. It is a dynamic mic, so the sound on this is always concentrated at the top. Why do I like dynamic mics? Well, if you have got a noisy environment, then this is where, like if you've got a dog that's barking outside, someone's mowing the lawn, condenser mics can be really sound sensitive to noise. So, for example, the Blue Yeti mics, they are really sensitive to all the noises on the background, on the outside as well. Where these microphones, as I said, as soon as I push it away from me and I start talking, the noise drops off. So they're not as sensitive to background noise. Again, we're talking about having good acoustics in your room will definitely make a difference. But this microphone, if you're listening to this with headphones on or in the car, it hopefully should sound nice, clear, and crispy as well. The sock on top of this will help to soften the plosives. As I mentioned before, some people talk and really pronounce their S's and their T's and their B's and P's. And of course, if you do talk like that, then this microphone will definitely help you. All right, let's switch back to the other microphone so we can hear what that is like. I better put my glasses on so I can actually see that. All right, so we are going to now do next microphone. Okay, so this microphone is now working. So this microphone, as I mentioned, is a USB microphone. It is a condenser mic, so it will pick up sound from all around. This microphone is $39. Now, this is Kmart's gaming microphone set. Now, why I love this microphone is because not only do you get a really great budget-friendly microphone, but you also get the boom mic to it. So it is a great value microphone. And like I said, if we are talking about the difference between not having a microphone and having a microphone, then I would 100% opt for something like this. And at $39, anyone can afford this if you are creating content. Now, I just want to point out as well, one of the things that often people will wear when they're doing, if they're a guest on a masterclass or in a webinar, or they're doing a guest podcast interview or video live interview, is they will often wear the little microphone that comes with your phone or the earbuds. Now, the problem with those are they often will create reverberation, which basically means that you're going to get this echoey sound and it sounds really tinny. Again, bad audio is not good. So even though, and I'd love to know in the comments, can you hear the difference between these two microphones? That's what I'd love to know. If you can hear the difference, please tell me, let me know what you think of each one of these microphones, because to me, if you go back to my first, I think it was about the first 4 podcasts that I recorded, I actually recorded on this particular microphone because I wanted to test it out. So my biggest thing is I really want to bring you quality gear, and I also want to bring you budget-friendly gear as well. If you're starting out, then, there's absolute nothing wrong with getting budget-friendly gear. And I can tell you that I have done that for years. I've started out with, cheap tripods and, all kinds of things. But one thing that I did invest in from the beginning was good audio. And that's why I love Rode. Rode are an Australian-owned company. I'm a massive fan of Rode. And if I come over to here, so when we talk about budget-friendly gear, I have actually put together a video gear guide. So you can actually set up your whole studio for under $100. Okay, so if you're starting out or if you're a guest, you can get a budget-friendly tripod from Kmart. And you can see I've got my phone on this here, and I leave this on my desk. So when I come in during the morning, it sits on my desk, it holds my phone up, and it's also a great prompt to go live or do a story on Instagram. So these are great. These are lightweight. I travel with these all the time. And in fact, I've got 2. I've got one holding my phone up, and I've actually got one holding up my camera. So $25. And this has also got a remote control as well. So these are fantastic value. So there's $25. And then if you want, you can pick yourself up a Kmart microphone here, and that will set you back about $39. And then you can pick yourself up a ring light. And look, I'm not a massive fan of ring lights. I did talk about this in a previous live a few days ago because I find that the lighting on them is very stark. And I also find, because I wear glasses, the reflection isn't ideal. However, if you are starting out, a ring light is better than no light. So, and this is what I say, you can pick yourself up a tripod, a gaming mic, and with a boom arm and a light for all under $100. If you want to level up and you want to upgrade your equipment than what you've already got, in my gear guide, I explain lighting, tripods, and also microphones for content on the go. So if you're out and about recording content, you can have a look and see the recommendations there, budget friendly gear. And then you can also get gear for your studio. So if it's a static environment, and I've listed out the differences between why you would need one over the other. So just head to my website, debszabo.com, and head to resources page, and you'll be able to download my video podcast gear guide there. Okay. So what do you think? Let me know what you think about the two microphones. So this now is the microphone of Kmart. This is the $39 microphone. And I'd love to know the difference of what you can hear in this stream live. So I'm just reading some of the comments here. Belinda said, thank you. That's been great info. And I love Rode. Absolutely. Look, Rode are one of my favorite brands. And like I said, you can scrimp on tripods and lighting and all the rest of it, but I encourage you to always just push yourself that little bit further to get some good audio. Hey, Dr. Lucy, how you going? Hey, Jen, how are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd love to know, leave a comment down below. Which do you think sounded better? Was it the Rode mic or was it the Kmart mic? And could you tell the difference? Which one am I talking on now? I don't know. All right. Thanks for joining me. If you'd like me to cover off on more gear and we can test some more gear, let me know what you'd like me to test next. Have a great night. Bye.